Welcome to Still Talks. This is talk number 3, entitled very simply, A Message to Unbelievers. Here's my first disclaimer, because there will be many. There is no true formula to salvation. There are points like accepting Christ into your heart, singing a song, going to the altar, these other experiences that we've kind of bullet pointed into a list that are required for a Christian to experience. I'm not going to tell you any of that because truly every relationship with Christ is on an individual level. And if it's not, then it's probably not as genuine as it should be. Now, I know very little about hell and even less about heaven, so I'm not going to try to motivate you with images of either of those. What I know are my own experiences. I wasn't truly saved until the 7th grade through a series of concerts. Yes, multiple concerts. It took me that long to realize that salvation is a choice that I have to make every single day. Paul put it like this in Philippians: work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Because truly salvation is a process. It's more than an acceptance. It's something you have to put into your life. And sometimes it takes total fear and quiet trembling to really figure it out. Now, these are some really sad things that have affected my view on salvation. Maybe you were raised in church and the church hurt you, so you turned away from God. Or you are so convinced by logic that there is no reason behind God that you cannot believe. I can't convince you, and this is my next disclaimer. There is no proof about God. Sometimes he's so abstract that I wonder why I'm rambling about him on YouTube. And then other times he's so real and concrete that I wonder why I ever doubted in the first place. You're going to go through this if you make the decision to accept Christ. You're going to hate God. Sometimes you'll feel like God hates you. Sometimes you'll struggle. Many times you'll fall. You'll sin. However, if you're willing to accept that along with the idea of grace and salvation, then I think you're believing and experiencing true faith. However, there is some encouragement, and here's some from a different end of the spectrum. It's from a book called Beatrice and Virgil by Jan Martel, and there's a section in it, and it goes a little bit like this. To my mind, faith is like being in the sun. When you are in the sun, can you avoid creating a shadow? Can you shake that area of darkness that clings to you, always shaped like you, as if constantly to remind you of yourself? You can't. This shadow is doubt, and it goes wherever you go as long as you stay in the sun. And who wouldn't want to be in the sun? That's the way faith works. Paul kind of put it like this in 2 Corinthians. We are hard-pressed on every side, yet not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Struck down, but not destroyed. Christ said, I have come that you might have life, and life more abundantly. This is what we have now. This is the proof we have now. This life that we live. It's not much of a life if it doesn't serve a purpose. And God, for me, is purpose. So you're going to struggle. And you're going to have to decide, are you going to continue in sin and then live a struck down life? Or are you going to continue in sin but have grace cover that? And then through your life experiences serve a purpose, have a higher calling. So I want you to think about that. This is not a decision to be made lightly because it will affect the rest of your life. But it is a decision that can bring so much peace. So I hope that you will consider a life about following Christ. This week's song is You Have Me by Gungor from the album Beautiful Things. I hope you'll listen to it, and I hope you'll let it penetrate deeply into your heart. And be changed, and do good. Until next time, goodbye.